what would Sean Connery think of the new hate laws that have taken place in Scotland? They've actually been enshrined in legislation for a while now, but they took effect in the last...
First of April.
Yeah. So, could you first, for our gentle listeners, explain how these hate laws work? And then secondly, give us your view on what Sean Connery would think about them if he were alive today. God bless him.
He's alive.
Sean Connery now.
He died?
Yeah, he died. Oh, sorry, that's a real shock to you. Sean Connery died about 2 years ago, I think. Oh my God, we might have to bring this podcast to an extreme end.
I think we have to Google that. I don't remember Sean Connery dying.
There's tears streaming down Nick's face as we speak.
Fine.
Listeners,
I'm going to choke, man. I might be wrong. My phone's still but no.
Do you want me to
quickly Google it?
Right, you just talk while I'm Googling, and then we'll see.
Right, Sean Connery. Well, first of all, the hate crime law.
Could you just give us a brief
so
description of what the hate laws are?
So we've got hate crime in the UK anyway. Hate crime laws in the UK.
Yes.
Quite weak compared to some places, but they're still there. So Scotland now, because Scotland has a different law to England and Wales.
Correct.
They have Scottish law, and they've got a parliament which can create their own laws if it's for Scotland only, and they've come up with new legislation on hate crime, and it goes much further. So
can I just
from the smile on your face, I know you know your.
Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
So he was born in Edinburgh
on
the 25th of August 1930, and he died on the 31st of October 2020, 4 years ago.
Right.
Nearly 4 years ago.
I don't remember him dying.
He died in Lyford Cay. I don't even know where Lyford Cay is. So
he lives in America.
Is it? Yeah. So he never went back to Scotland.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
Yeah. But I'll get onto this. I'll get onto that in a minute, because that's something I'm going to talk about Sean Connery. So the new hate crime laws now in Scotland have gone so much further. So in Scotland now, if me and you having this conversation in my office, in a private residency, not on Zoom, let's say it's not on Zoom, and I say something to you, and you go home and tell your wife, and your wife tells her hairdresser, who then upsets her, or she thinks it's wrong, she can phone the police and report me for a hate crime, and that's legitimate. So second, third, fourth hand reporting from somebody who wasn't there, who didn't hear it, and it doesn't even affect them, if they think you said it because of hate, you've now broken the law and can be arrested.
So if I said to you, India Willoughby, who's a very famous trans bloke, basically, if I said to you, India Willoughby's a man, Nick, in my opinion, and you probably agree with me, then you go and tell your hairdresser, and your hairdresser's offended, and you say to your hairdresser, I was chatting with Inns the other day, and he said India Willoughby's a bloke, basically, as is Caitlyn Jenner. She could then be so offended by that, she could contact the police, and I could be arrested. Yeah.
Not even if she's offended.
Cannot be right, that.
Not even if she's offended. Only if she thinks you're wrong and you said it because you had hate in your heart, and how she'd ever know that, I don't know. Then she can report you and you can be arrested.
And
private conversation in a private house.
So forgive me for saying this. That to me sounds horrifically, grotesquely, obscenely wrong.
Can you see that being abused by anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Much like the assisted dying being abused. So if you have a grudge against somebody and you hear them say one thing that's inappropriate, you potentially could report them to the police.
Yeah. And the First Minister is saying things like, it'll never be used like that, it'll get thrown out of court. But we need to understand, it's the accusation, the being arrested, which is the punishment. It may get thrown out of court.
But it's on your record.
But it's on your record, you've been arrested for it. It's the process, those 8 months of waiting. It's the punishment. You'll make sure then you say nothing ever again.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be arrested again and have 8 more months of this. Funding the court case, going... People will just keep their mouths shut. It's a way of silencing people.
It's horrific. I'd just like to say for the record that trans women are men. I'd like this video to be played in Scotland, and I'd like somebody to come and try and arrest me in England.
I'd like to go one step further.
Okay.
Trans women are mentally ill men.
Yeah, but I think when I said it, I had hate in my heart. I don't think you had hate in your heart.
No, because I want them to get services from the NHS. That's what we pay the NHS for. These are mentally ill men who need help and support to live a truthful life. If you want to dress with women. But we need to make them understand they're living in delusion. You're not a woman.
Yes. But I think, Nick, you're saying that with love in your heart.
Yes.
So I'm not going to report you.
Thank you. Thank you. But Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yes.
So Sean Connery was a member of the SNP.
He was.
He was a socialist. But like many socialists, he was a multi-millionaire socialist who lives in a mansion with a private jet and left Scotland as soon as he could and never went back. So, he's a real strong member of the SNP. He wanted Scottish independence and made it known during a referendum. He wanted Scotland to become independent, even though he didn't live there.
Yeah.
He was a hypocrite.
Yes.
But when it comes to this, he was a hypocrite. And
so you think he would have voted for this? I think he would. I think you're right, I think that the horrific thing about that is, despite our Bond theme and us believing Bond to be a misogynistic, devil-may-care, free speech absolutist, Sean Connery probably would have supported this.
Probably, and also, he would have supported it for many reasons. The first reason is because he's an SNP supporter. He would have supported it again because he's a socialist and he's pink and fluffy and that's all hugging. He also would have supported it because he spent his whole career in Hollywood, which is very left-wing, and he would have supported it because he had a reputation of playing Bond, who was misogynist. So he would also support it to cleanse his soul of the characters he played.
In fact, I'm surprised towards the end of his life he didn't go on TV and say, I apologise for playing the misogynistic, woman-hating role of James Bond.
Well, he didn't have to because he'd already been punished by then. Do you know that he could have been the highest paid actor in the world of all time?
No, I didn't.
And he turned it down. He was offered the role of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, was he?
And they said to him...
Which Ian
McKellen.
Ian McKellen ended up playing,
And because they wanted him, he was their choice, number one choice, because they desperately wanted him. They offered him 4% of the profits of the film.
You're joking.
But no one knew how big the film was going to be. And they've worked out 4% of the profits is over £500 million.
Oh my God. So why did he turn it down? I didn't realise you knew so much about Sean Connery.
Because it was 3 films over 2 years. He said it's far too long. I don't want to be committed for a 2-year project, and turned it down.
When he went to audition for the role of James Bond, he was interviewed by Cubby Broccoli and Barbara Broccoli, who were the producers of the James Bond film, and they interviewed him, and then they decided they didn't want to employ him, and then as he left the audition, and it was at Shepperton Studios or something, and he was walking away down, and Barbara Broccoli went to the window and she saw him walking away, and she said, he walks like a panther. And when she saw him walking like that, that's when she decided he'd be James Bond.
Wow.
He wasn't going to get the role from the audition when she saw him walking outside, because he was very kind of athletic and muscular. So he walks like a panther, and that's why they took him on. Did you know that story?
I didn't.
You can add it to your Sean Connery trivia.
If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around. Tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell.